Just a short trip north for the Fighting Illini and Lovie Smith from Champaign to Chicago, a town, of course, Coach Smith knows well as the former head coach of the Chicago Bears. You see the Fighting Illini taking advantage of a photo opportunity in the Windy City as they get ready for their first season under new head coach Lovie Smith. Very pleased to be joined by three members of that Illinois football team. Of course, the quarterback, Wes Lunt. We have Dawuane Smoot and Ke'Shawn Vaughn as well. And guys, welcome to Chicago. Great to have you here. As I mentioned, your coach knows this town very well. This has been an interesting last year for you guys, I'm sure, and the last few months in particular, as you've gone through, really since this time last year, 3 head coaches. So give us a sense of what this time has been like, kind of this turmoil that you've been through.
Yeah, it's been change. I think that's the main word to describe it all. But it's been smooth transition. Josh Whitman and Coach Lovie Smith have done a good job of really putting a plan together and executing it, and it's been a smooth transition for all of us.
How about for you, Dawuane?
Just piggybacking off of Wes. I mean, it's been a lot of changes and stuff like that, but we really locked in and really came together as a team during the time.
Ke'Shawn?
Basically what they're saying, came in, bought into his game plan with us, and really just putting our trust in Coach Love.
Give me a sense of what your reaction was when you heard Lovie Smith was going to be your coach. What did you think?
Personally, I really didn't know much about him coming in, but had family back home, friends back home who knew much about him, and they're telling me it's time to run the ball now. It'll be like Matt Forte, so really just taking it all in.
What about for you guys?
I mean, just knowing that he's a defensive-minded coach and everything like that, and seeing what he's done in Chicago with Julius Peppers and everybody is great, just knowing that he's going to be here.
Yeah, just growing up watching Chicago Bears, pretty surreal for him to be your coach. Loved his hire with Coach Garrick McGee, and really excited on the offensive side of the ball.
Tell us a little bit about Lovie. What's his demeanor? How has he kind of communicated with you guys and become a part of the fabric of this team? How has he done that?
Yeah, I mean, he's what you see on TV. He's soft-spoken, very humble guy. When people talk about, or when he speaks, people listen. And I think that's the biggest thing. He's done a great job of being up front with us from day one, and he's put a schedule together that's been really smooth.
Yeah, he's been real calm, real level-headed, real soft-spoken and stuff like that. I mean, it's a little scary at times because you never know when he's going to yell. We're still waiting on that opportunity to see that. But yeah, he's a great guy.
At some point, you figure he's got you. He's a football coach after all.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, yeah, he's a great football coach.
Ke'Shawn, for you?
What they just said, calm guy. I feel like we all waiting for that moment where he just explode, but we ain't seen it throughout spring. Just a calm guy.
Did you have to lean particularly on leadership within the team to kind of get through this period of transition and the uncertainty? How important was the internal group to getting you guys to where you are?
Yeah, I think through all the change, I think our team's growing closer. I know Smoot and I just being seniors, I think everyone's just really excited about the change. At the time it was a little scary, but the players really bought into the system with Coach Smith, and, we're excited for the season.
Let's talk a little bit about the system, both sides of the ball. I want to start, Ke'Shawn and Wes. Maybe you could speak to the offense. And Wes, I saw some comments from you about, hey, the real challenge was that this new staff didn't come to you guys until very late in the game, right? I mean, we're talking March. Mm-hmm. You had to bump back spring practice. You had to learn a whole new playbook. What were the biggest challenges there in terms of getting yourself up to speed? Yeah,
I think you mentioned it. Just had 2 weeks to learn the offense before we got on the field and really executed the plays. And I think that was the challenging part, but we got a lot of smart guys on this squad, and the coaches did a great job of just really taking their time and not putting too much on us at one time.
It's interesting because Coach Smith is someone who you think of a pro-style offense. Garrick McGee, I mean, he was at Northwestern in this league where they were a classic kind of spread team, chuck it all over the place. He's been a head coach. He's kind of had similar offenses to that, more spread. So what can we expect from you guys offensively? Is it more like Lovie or is it more like Garrick?
I think it's a mixture. I think if you go back and watch Arkansas with Ryan Mallett, I think that's what we'll be doing, forcing the run first and play action off of it.
Okay. How does that fit with what you want to do, Ke'Shawn?
It's nice. I want to run the ball, so if we can run the ball, let's do it. Like Wes said, that'll help open up the passing game and get the ball moving more.
Dawuane, let's talk about on the other side of the ball. You have Hardy Nickerson as the defensive coordinator. Clearly, Coach Smith is going to be very involved in the defense as well. But what's the style of play going to be under Coach Nickerson?
I mean, it's going to be just like the Chicago style and just like the Tampa Bay style, that 4-down lineman. We're going to be all in the three-point stance, and yeah, I mean it's a pro style, and we're really ready to get out there and play.
So Hardy Nickerson comes to run the defense. His son comes to play linebacker for you. So which Nickerson will have more of an impact on Illinois' season?
I feel like they'll both have a major impact. I mean, Hardy Nickerson Jr., a great player. I watched a couple of his highlight films back at Cal, and him being up for a great award, a prestigious award. I mean, it's great. And just Hardy. The Hardy Senior, I mean, he still brags that he can still play with us. So, I mean, yeah.
You gonna put him up to the test there? Are you gonna take him up on that, or?
I mean, it's a little scary when you see that guy running right next to you in a pursuit drill. So.
Does he really?
Yeah, he's up there with us.
Oh, that's great. This defense was awfully good last year. I think to a certain extent it got overshadowed how good you guys were. Why do you think it? I mean, it felt like you turned a corner to a certain extent, really, last year. What changed that got this defense to where people envisioned it could be?
I feel like just the seniority and just like the coaching staff, like Coach Fair coming in, really creating a culture for the D-line, creating a swagger for us. I mean, and just us all playing together. We've been playing together for the last 2-3 years and getting used to the system.
The flip side is offensively, it felt like you guys weren't where you expected to be. Why can we expect a step forward from this offense this year?
Yeah, I think a year older. Everyone's a year older. Returning a lot of guys, and I think have a lot of confidence in the staff and in ourselves. And we're excited to get rolling with camp, and just take one day at a time, focus on ourselves during camp, and then move forward to Murray State.
What about from your point of view, Ke'Shawn? How do you get better offensively?
I'm just fixing the things that we slacked on last year, as far as catching, missing assignments that caused us to lose big games, but like really working on that for us. We did it during the spring. During camp, we're going to continue to work on those things to get better as an offensive unit.
Josh Ferguson is gone, so I mean, you become, no doubt, you are the featured back in this offense. How does that impact your preparation for this year?
It's getting me even more excited for the season, knowing that a lot of people now depending on me. Going to have to help this offense get to that next step.
It's interesting, we were talking about the transition, and you mentioned the new athletic director, Josh Whitman. I know you have an interest in perhaps following in his footsteps someday. What have you learned from him, and what kind of this interest in administration, what have you gleaned in this time period?
Yeah, I think I just learned from him that, everyone gets to that head role in a different way. He's a young guy who took the NFL route and then, went to a small university, and now he's at a big Illinois. So I think you can learn different things. Everyone has a different path to their success, and, we're lucky to have him to establish some stability at Illinois football.
Now, did I read this correctly? Part of your internship was calling season ticket holders?
Yes.
Did that catch anyone off guard? Hello, this is Wes Lunt.
I didn't say my full name. I just said Wes.
Oh, really?
I didn't want to scare
Did it ever come up? Was there ever a point where?
Yeah, there would be like Wes Lunt, and then I'd be like, yeah, that's right.
That is great. All right, well, look, guys, really a pleasure to have you here. Everyone has cleared out. You were the only ones who believed in us long enough to stick around and said we really need to speak to these BTN guys. We do appreciate it. Safe travels back to Champaign, and we look forward to seeing this newest version of the Fighting Illini.
Yes, thank you. Thanks.
All right, thanks a lot, guys.